Whose fault was it that Jesus got crucified?
It was Pilate's, because he just stuck with what the crowd said, and the crowd could have said Jesus as well.
Who did they say to save?
Barabbas.
Fantastic. Lucy Lou?
I thought it was God because he didn't stop people from crucifying Jesus.
And what do Christians believe about God? That God is... He controls what? Everyone and everything. Good point, Lucy. Whose fault was it that Jesus got crucified? Harvey?
I think it was Judas, because he
Betrayed.
betrayed Jesus just because of the money, because he didn't actually want to betray him, he just wanted all that money.
Kind of fell for a bit of a silly trick, really, but it was still Judas's choice to do that, though, wasn't it? But who was Judas to Jesus?
He was one of his disciples.
One of his disciples? Yeah. Whose fault do you think it was that Jesus was crucified, Lottie?
It might have been Jesus himself.
Why?
If he was like going around saying that he was the king, then that would make the king cross.
Yep.
And that's why he wanted to make Jesus be crucified.
Fantastic. So if Jesus actually had kept quiet about thinking he was the Messiah, the king, then the king, the real king, wouldn't have found out, would he? He might not have got crucified. Very good point, Lottie. Whose fault was it that Jesus got crucified? Evie?
I think it was the soldiers because they arrested him and also said to crucify him.
So, do you think maybe though, Evie, I don't know, the soldiers were just under orders, under the king's orders? Do you think they had a choice?
No.
No. But they could have said no, couldn't they? Maybe. Whose fault do you think was it that Jesus got crucified, Kirsty?
I think it was God's fault because he can control everything and he can control everyone.
Does anybody think that it was perhaps the chief priest's fault? Dylan?
They were guilty of him saying
Who gave the money to Judas?
chief priest.
The chief priests, to betray Jesus. Does anybody think it was anybody else's fault? Sophia?
I think it was the crowd's fault because they said to let Barabbas free, but they could have said let Jesus free.
Very good. Last one, Ryan. Whose fault was it that Jesus got crucified?
I think it was Pilate's fault
Why?
because he had the choice of the death sentence. He could have let Jesus free and not have killed him.
Not have killed Barabbas. So actually, after our first response to the question of whose fault was it that Jesus got crucified, we said it was Judas's fault straight away. But actually, put your hand up and tell me whose fault it was that Jesus got crucified. All the different people we've thought of and different reasons for those people. Sean? God. Harvey? Judas. Sophia? The crowds. Annika? Jesus' fault himself. Anyone else? Thomas?
Soldiers.
The soldiers. Who else, Jack? Pilate. Who else? Lucy? God. Fantastic. Or the chief priests. Well done.